Coach Gibson with us. We will open with a statement from Coach, then we'll get to questions.
Yeah, just a big week for us right here. This game obviously means a lot to our fan base, old rivalry. Even had a special guest today come by practice. Coach Pruitt came by, talked to the guys, so it was great to see him. Got his juices flowing a little bit. But this is obviously a really big game for us, again, for a lot of different reasons. Bowl eligibility is on the line. It's a rival game, and, it's our next game. So, thought that after watching the film from last week, obviously we left some plays out there. Defensively, once we settled in, I thought that obviously it got a lot better after giving up the big run. So, but with that, open up for questions.
What do you see from App State when they are successful? What are they doing? How are they getting their points?
Yeah, they got a really, really good wide receiver. Their quarterbacks, they've played a couple different quarterbacks this year due to injury and some things, and their running back's really, really good. So their O-line is beat up a little bit as well, but they still, that they can score points. They got a great system. They do a great job of coaching those guys. Defensively, they're a mix. They'll go 4 down on early down, and those corners get up and challenge. So, our wide receivers are going to have to be ready for that. These guys are going to get right up on the line of scrimmage, get in their face, and we have to be able to win out on the perimeter. And then when they get into third down, they get in some 3-down stuff, and they get exotic a little bit with what they do, change some coverage up, will pressure you, still play some man. And special teams, they make you work. This is probably the one game their special teams are, they do a lot of unique stuff with their punt return team. They'll run a guy back that's covering one of our missiles, and, he becomes a returner. They do some really good stuff. So, we're going to have to be focused, locked in, and, it's going to be a challenge, especially going there. Their crowd is great. I think they're leading the Sun Belt in attendance and all those things. So be a hostile environment, which is totally different from last week.
That's what I was going to ask you, Tony. You don't have to fire these guys. Once they get over there and hear everybody screaming and yelling, it'll be different than Georgia State. Is that sort of helpful to you to get their attention?
Yeah, it is. And anytime you go on the road with a great crowd, and we use that as motivation. It's us against everybody. So, and I know we'll have some fans there. Our fans travel well. So, but it's a great atmosphere, and looking forward to it with our guys.
Is it kind of easier knowing that there's a lot on the line? There's a lot of importance here, but you should already have their attention there. You can just focus on the game more so than all that external stuff.
Yeah, that's all we worry about. And to be honest with you, it's all about us right now. Like, what do we have to do to go win this football game? Obviously, we're playing a good team that can beat us if we don't go in and execute and focus and know what we're doing. And, so I put more of our prep on us. Obviously we study the film. We're going to practice, do all the things we need to do to get ready for app. But again, it's our mindset. How are we going to approach this game? We can't go up there and get caught up in the emotion of the crowd and all that. Let's just execute and be who we are and be the best versions of ourselves.
Thoughts on how the offense looked? I think you had 4 drives that go over 70 yards against Georgia State, and just felt like when you needed it, you guys were able to march all the way down the field.
Yeah, it was. And again, we had some drives that we killed ourselves, some missed opportunities. And what I was happy about is, we were better on third down. We were better in the red zone. We got 3 opportunities, got 17 points. Obviously, I would have loved to have 21 points there, but we didn't. And then on the reverse side of that, defensively, we had 2 takeaways down in the red zone, so that was huge. Obviously, that was the difference in the game. So we just have to keep getting better, and I know we're game 11, but it never stops right now with us because, again, we've been together for 11 weeks during a season with this football team and this coaching staff. And, I still don't think we've really played one full game all year long against Old Dominion. We play in spurts at times, and in order for us to go on the road and be a good football team, we're going to have to put 4 quarters of football and play together and help each other out.
Coach, if there's kind of been a theme, it's you guys have given up chunk plays, but man, like you said, Jadarius Green McKnight and Caleb Clark Glover with those huge plays last week. So you don't want to see you make up for those chunk plays, but you are making plays when you need to defensively.
Yeah, we are, and it seems like every game, we'll relax or something happens or we miss a tackle, we miss a pill in the bat, whatever it may be, and get hit for a big one. But then our guys, turn around and make a great play. So it's all year one stuff. You guys getting used to the calls, guys getting used to the systems, and again, our kids fight and they play hard, and that's what we're trying to drive home right now. Continue to play hard. It's going to cover up a bunch of mistakes. And no, go ahead. And I feel like that we've been able to do that. That our kids play extremely hard for 4 quarters, and they keep fighting. Oh, you're good.
Speaking of year one stuff, just year one as you as a head coach, how are you kind of handling the pressure of trying to get a team to bowl eligibility?
Yeah, there's pressure every day that you walk in this building about something, and what we have to do, I'm not putting pressure on the kids, the staff, myself. What we have to do is be able to go out and execute and play a clean football game, and it will take care of itself with bowl eligibility. So, that's obviously that's a goal of ours. We want to get to a bowl to send these seniors out the right way, but we have to make sure that we prepare the right way, that we give ourselves a chance to go win the football game.
Coach, it's been almost a full year since you've been in Huntington. You've seen these players that come in. How have you seen their love for the school, the fans, this community? How have you seen it grow over this past year?
Yeah, I think that last Friday before we left to get on the airplane, I think that kind of put a bow around everything that we've been working towards at the fountain ceremony, and that was special. Our kids, from what I gather, and I don't know this, don't hold me to it, but I was told by a lot of people this is the first time our whole team was there. And we're going to embrace it. I mean, it's part of our culture. When you sign up to play at Marshall or coach at Marshall, this is in our DNA. This is who we are. This is who we play for. And that's what makes it special, and that's what makes us different. So, but our kids have done a great job in this community, done a great job at the university of embracing everything that Huntington and Marshall is about, and I'm proud of them for that. And we went to the cemetery the night before the JMU game, and it was pouring the rain, cold, and nobody ever flinched. We stood out there, and they did what they needed to do, and we paid our respects, and President Smith spoke to the team, so it was awesome. And not one guy complained, not one guy said, man, it's raining. We just jump in and go all in with it, and I'm proud of our guys for that.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about Toby and his emergence and what a weapon he is for you guys?
Yeah, Toby is he's a great football player, and every week Steve can attest to this. On the radio show I get asked, we need to get Toby the ball more. I agree. let's and Coach Smith agrees as well. So we have to keep finding ways to get him the ball. He made some huge plays in that game. Coming off our goal line on the little Y pop was a huge play. The touchdown before the half. So, he's a guy that we count on. He's, a guy that's going to make a play and not flinch when it's, when the game's on the line, whatever it may be. And he's one of our guys that we try to target and do things. And other people know that as well. They get paid to coach, and they have good players, and they do some things that take Toby away at times. So, but we try to design a lot of different stuff for him.
Speaking of, what did you see out of the pass game? Carlos was saying in Atlanta just how much it opens it up for him when he's running the ball as much as he does. That he's also able to get outfield and open it up the box.
Yeah, I thought that he made some really good throws. The throw on our sideline that he stuck in there. It was a whole shot. They were in a cover 2 shell, and he put it in a perfect spot, and Dede made a heck of a catch. So, but he threw the ball extremely well, kept it out of harm's way, and. I thought he was dialed in. Obviously, having an account for 418 yards on Saturday was huge for him. But his confidence, again, is You know, it's at a high level right now, and guys are making plays. You know, we're making some good catches, good run after catch, breaking some tackles, and again too, I think our running backs are doing a good job catching the ball out of the backfield. You know, and running hard. But again, anytime you can do that and they lighten the box up to take away throws, then obviously it opens our run game up for Carlos and our backs.
You mentioned it like pretty much throughout about how well they play at home. I don't think they've lost 3 games at home in around a decade. Just is there something different about the way that they play at home? I'm sure every team plays a lot better, but it seems like for them historically they've been really solid there.
Yeah, I just think, you know, the atmosphere helps. You're familiar with your surroundings, all those things. You get the crowd behind you, get some momentum going. That's huge for any football team. So, you know, again, it's a challenge to play there. And, you know, but our kids are looking forward to it.
Anything further for Coach?
One last thing, though, I want to say congrats, Steve, on the suite. That was special. You've earned it, deserve it, and glad you're here with us.
They usually do that for old guys.
But, well, thank you guys. Yeah.